I'm about to do a tutorial on headstands for those of you who want to get upside down while you're stuck inside, because why the hell not? So one of the first things with headstands, I would also recommend you warm up your wrists. Just do a bit of a warm up, don't just bang one out, because if you're not warm you might cause injury. I'm not a PT, I'm sharing my experience of how I've learned and what I found the best techniques are, so please practice safely and don't sue me. So first things first is positioning. When you're in a headstand tripod, which is what I'm going to show you, you need to create 3 points of contact, so your hands and your head on the floor. Most people, when first attempting this, have their arms out, turned, there's all different ways. Basically, all of these ways, you will find it a lot harder to progress and even get up. So, first things first, hands need to be like in handstand, in line with the shoulders, not out here. I mean, you can do it out here when you can do headstand, but until that point, under here. Then, you basically need to create a right angle with your hands. So, a way to figure out with your head is to put your palm on your head, middle finger, and there is where you should put your head. Then, a right angle with your arms like that, and tucked in. Not put your hands here. If you have your hands here, you're going to find it very hard to balance, which ultimately means you're not going to be able to do it. I mean, I've learned the hard way. I just kept doing it, and then lots of people were like, this is how you need to do it. So this is why I'm doing the video, so people can basically do it right straight away. I always recommend videoing it, so then you can see, because sometimes when you first start doing upside down, it's very hard to figure out what your body's actually doing whilst you're upside down. It takes a long time to connect with your body. It's very weird, but that's what I found. So, head to the floor, arms tucked in, right angle. First thing you're going to do is point your toes like this, yeah? So really, you should not be putting any weight on your neck. It should be in your head and your hands. The hands are mainly going to be your support for this particular pose. Head, point, walk in as much as you can. Then, put your back to your knees, point your toes, don't forget, onto your elbows, onto your back to your arms, your triceps. Then just practice doing that. So come down, practice that. Do that 10 times. Trust me, excuse me, put my pants up. That alone is quite hard, but you're figuring sort of how to work your core when doing a headstand. The way I first used to try this, I actually did a lot of core work before I started doing headstands, so I had quite a strong core. So I probably will share the video that I did when I first did it, but the way I did it, which I don't recommend because it's not the better way to learn, is I used to go like this, which obviously I can do quite comfortably now, but back then I was quite unstable, shall we say. So once you've learned putting it on the backs of your triceps, then work on just lifting your knees up. Don't try and jump the gun. I would say, personally, don't use the wall, because the wall stops you using your core. So that's not what you want to do, because you want to forcefully use your core, because that's what's going to help hold you up ultimately and stop you falling. If you use the wall, you're just going to fall against it and then try and toe tap on, but really you're still not 100% using your core, kind of half using it, from my experience. So, you're going to walk in as much as you can. 1, 2. Then you're going to try, use your core to raise, even if it's only low. Just raise. Again, try that 5-10 times. Using that, you'll get your core going. Once you feel comfortable, not until you do, then one leg at a time. You might find it easier 2 legs at a time, everyone's different. I'll show you basically how to raise your legs. Now I will also show you a way of coming out of headstand, because once you fall, you then realise it's not that bad. You just make sure you've got to tuck your head under. The best way to do that is to practice forward rolls, because obviously ultimately that is what you're going to be doing out of it. I suggest always doing headstands on a soft surface to start with. Obviously got a mat and padded floor. Sometimes I'd say put something under your head like a pillow, just for a bit of comfort, because when you first start doing them it's quite hard on your head. I used to struggle thinking, oh, my head's gonna hurt, so I'd use all sorts. Now I can actually do it on a hard surface, but that takes time and practice of not putting too much weight on your head. So you're gonna bring 1 and 2. Then even if you just bring 1 up and 1 up, and then maybe even trying this, and eventually slowly. So you see the difference here? I'm not really engaging anything, and then if I start to squeeze my abs, it goes straighter and point my toes. The way I suggest coming down is to also engage your core, so bend your knees, and then try and go back onto your triceps, like that. You'll find if you don't have the right support, so you don't have a triangle basically, you might then fall out of it. I shall show you an example. It's not safe really to do it that way, but I'll show you. I'm going to force them to fall out of it because I can actually control most headstands now. So let's say I'm doing it wrong, my hands are here, and then I jump, don't roll out, because I know instantly I'm not going to get it. So that is the way I would say to start a headstand. Please tag me in any videos that anyone attempts. Ask me any advice and I'll happily give you some. Obviously, like I say, I'm not a PT, I've not done yoga teacher training, but I've worked with a lot of different people and learned a lot of things over time. So this is the way I would suggest learning it. I will do a video on this one, but this one is a lot more, I'd say, advanced, because you really have to use your core with that one. There's obviously different levels of headstands where you can split your legs and all that kind of stuff, but ultimately this is the basics. So happy